Welcome to round 8 of the 2016 TW Steel Light Enduro DMAX Championship. We're back at Wilton Mill for the third time this season. We're using the international layout. Now in the lights, Tom Golding leads the championship by 15 points over Tom Sibley, and with Cameron Noble in third absent, it's starting to turn into a two-fight battle for the championship, and there's a chance for Ben Leslie in fourth to go into third. So let's go and see what happens in the race then. It's an hour race ahead of us, but up first, let's hear what the drivers have to say on the grid.
Starting 7th, so a long way to come through. Doesn't help that the championship leader's now in first.
How does the kart feel? You got the wheels under you today?
Yeah, kart feels good. The track was so green yesterday after all the rain, so there was hardly any grip. You're braking offline, but towards the end of the quality, I could see people sort of making their way back onto the normal race line. So hence why everyone went about a second quicker towards the end. So start from 7th, see what I can do, I guess.
P10, so I hope for better before that, but yeah, as I said, it doesn't really make much difference, as anything can happen in the race.
Yeah, I guess. I'm a 10th up. Don't feel very well though.
You don't look confident, what's the matter?
I'm at a high point of a cold basically. Man flu. Yeah. Sibley's had a bad quali, been in the pits twice. He's 7th, so it's good for me, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It was really nice conditions out there. Track's really green, nice and slippery. Nice, good power to grip ratio. A lot of fun.
Take the fight to Golding then today?
Well, that's still 3/10 to him, I think. So, but yeah, I'll try my best.
I'm good. Yeah, I think I can do better than 10th though. Like I've had higher finishes here before, so I don't know. It just hasn't really all come together this morning yet.
I think it'll just be between the top two. The lap time showed the others are a bit further behind, so just got to keep myself in the mix with Tom and we'll see.
6th, pretty happy with that actually, to be honest. Same as Tom Sibley, so yeah, pretty happy with that.
Welcome to round 8 of the 2016 TW Steel DMAX Light Enduro Championship. The drivers are just heading out on circuit for their warm-up lap, and joining me in the commentary box is Jake Sanson. Jake, it's great to have you here at Wilton Mill for round 8. The drivers have been out for qualifying already, so why don't you just talk us through what happened and talk us through the grid for this race.
Well, Tom Golding wanted it to be a one-man show, but it's not going to end up being that way. He got the fastest lap in qualifying, being the only driver, I believe, in the entire qualifying session to duck below 53 seconds. But he was dogged all the way by Axos Leibovich, Ben Leslie, and it's interesting to note that on this particular occasion, Tom Sibley not even in the top 6 for this one. He was a full second off Tom Golding in qualifying, and that is a surprise. The championship battle between these two then, it could well be dictated by how poor a lap Tom Sibley was able to get in the first part. Now, I'm not sure what the reason was for him being so sluggish in the early stages, but having walked the circuit this morning, there is going to be a very interesting development over the course of this race as well. There are parts of the circuit that are still quite patchy with a lot of moisture, a few damp patches around the circuit. It's very, very wet offline. We had some rain here yesterday and a lot of dew build up this morning, so if anybody even thinks about the grass or pushes it a little bit too far, they're going to be in a whole heap of trouble. But that front row of the grid, very, very interesting to note. We've got Tom Golding at the front of the field and right alongside him, Axos Leibovich. That's going to be very interesting.
Yes, it will indeed. So we've got an hour's racing ahead of us. I can see young Cameron Khan there on the outside of row 2 as they head up towards the last corner. The championship battle will continue, but Tom Sibley is down the order. Will he be able to make up ground? It's going to be hard to make up places with it still wet offline, but we're about to get away from racing, and Tom Golding leads them into turn 1. So Leibovich tried to go with him in second. Do they all get round the first couple of corners? Certainly the leaders have. Golding still leads them up towards turn number 3, and he's got a handy lead over Selepovic, who's also broken clear. Cameron Khan has gone through to third place as they head down towards turn number 6, and Jake, there's a huge battle going on for 4th place there. Everyone from the 4th to 13th in that one.
Yeah, I count all 13 cars still in the mix, so that's all going absolutely fine and dandy. No major catastrophes on the first lap. Golding got an absolute textbook getaway there as he moved off the first position of the race. and it looks as though he's already starting to build that lead. He did say coming into this one, I was speaking to him just before qualifying began, he wants to run away and dominate this one, and he's got a big motivation underneath him to get that done. So he leads the way comfortably at the moment, the 110. Golding out in front, Stilepovic behind him in second. Then it's Cameron Kahn, Russell Horton. Carlos Almanis has dropped back a long way, down to 9th position in the opening gambit. Sibley, though, already up 2 places behind Russell Horton to 5th. Leslie in 6th from Thomas Cobb, Almanis, Pugh, Glover, Bennett and Christensen. But Tom Golding, that's a very good opening lap. 55.7, he's already stamping his authority on this one.
He is, and Tom Sibley can notice that in 5th place and is keen to make up places early on. Looked like he was going to have a look up the inside of Horton down at turn 6, but we've got a big overtaking spot coming up now as we go on board with Tom Sibley into turn number 8. Can he make the move there? They'll head on to the back straight after that. He couldn't make the move, and now he's inviting pressure from Ben Leslie in 6th place, who's also run well in this championship on a number of occasions, and I think there was a move into the boot there, Jake.
Yes, I think that was Almanis versus Cobb having a great battle, and it's inviting a lot of good battles from behind. Hugh Glover and Bennett are not far away, and in the middle of that battle, we've actually got our onboard cameraman is Harrison Pugh, I believe, so that's going to make things quite hectic. In the middle of the mix he is there, trying his best to work his way around. We've got yellow flags at turn 1, so we've had an accident. Now, I'm trying to figure out who that is from our position, but we've definitely had some contact in turn 1.
Well, while Jake goes having a look, I will continue to watch this battle between Horton and Sibley. Sibley into turn 8. I think he might do it this time. Does he go up the inside? Let's have a look. No, couldn't quite make it that time. And now here comes Horton up, Ben Leslie up the inside. No, couldn't quite do it. And Jake, who did we have off at turn 2?
Well, it wasn't a major accident. He literally just got it a little bit sideways. I'm still trying to identify the white helmet, but it was one of the camera cars that went wide. We'll try and get the number of the car dropping down. It's Harrison Pugh who went. So Harrison Pugh, one of our cameramen, unfortunately getting caught up in that incident. He just ran a little bit wide into the first part of the corner, and that's what caught him out. He spun the kart around and has rejoined at the tail end Charlie. But Golding getting away, Stilepovic up the inside to 4th position, that is Sibley. So Sibley has made the move now on Russell Horton. Good move up the inside. Come up to him now, and he's been threatening the last couple of laps, to be fair. He took half a second out of him on the last lap, actually. So Leslie looking very threatening as they go down towards the heel, into the ankle, then through the first part of the apex of the toe, underneath and down the short hill, into the ankle. And he's looking really quite strong here as he makes another attempt. But everywhere he looks for an overtaking opportunity, Russell Horton is guarding his every move. He's not giving him an inch around this circuit as they go up Manuel's bank once again, up towards Christmas. This is going to be a really interesting battle between these two. And from Leslie's point of view, he'll want to get past Horton as soon as is humanly possible. I think he's made the switch. Yes, he has. Beautiful there on the exit of Christmas. That is not an easy overtake to get done. And now he's got Sibley in his sights.
As well as Tom Sibley, Jake, now with Cameron Kahn. Where's he going to make this move? Could be up at turn 3 next time round.
He's reeling him in big style now. Sibley has been working so hard to get this caught up. Cameron Kahn in 3rd position. Sibley right behind him. And 5th position for good company, Ben Leslie. A new fastest lap from him at 52.852 as they go up Manuel's bank again. Surely this is going to be Sibley's opportunity to move up. He's going to look for an opportunity in the inside, and Sibley is there for 3rd position. It looks as though Leslie's going to try and go with him there. Side by side, Leslie pops up the inside. Can he make it to 4th position into the right-hander? Yes, he's there, but so much resistance from Cameron Kahn. And somehow, both drivers, Sibley and Leslie, have popped up into 3rd and 4th place.
Let's go on board with Tom Golding for a lap around the Wilton Mill International layout. He just comes up towards the last corner now, and through he goes, a very quick right-hander that is. Just go on that rumble strip, up towards turn number 1. Quick left, stay as left to circuit as you go through to open up the right-hander. Don't run too wide on the exit. Then we have the rise up towards turn number 3. You can brake a lot later than you think there as it's uphill. Come out in the middle of the circuit, flick left, get back over to the left of circuit, flat out right-hander, down the hill, so brake earlier than you'd expect to. Through there, use that runoff, dodge those tyres, up towards the left-hander. You can use the bit of circuit that's on the right there, and then in towards Chapman's. Great overtaking spot as you'll run through there, use the curb on the exit, up towards the back straight, into the boot then, use a bit of curb through there, and out the right, and then down towards the last corner, and that is a lap of the Wilton Mill International layout with our race leader Tom Golding.
As they come up the straight once again, this is Bennett's opportunity. He's very close. They rub bumpers on the way through. The left-hander they go up towards the double apex for the toe of the boot, and up and over the curbs a little bit too hard there for Dean Thomas. Bennett's got a great opportunity out of the toe and out of the heel, down the straight once again. He is all over the back of Dean Thomas.
Yeah, Sam Bennett there made a little bit mistake, looked to the outside, and Dean Thomas came across. Didn't know he was there, almost ran Sam Bennett off the circuit, but Bennett is now through and into that 7th place. But I think Dean Thomas is going to fight back into turn 5 and is back through. So Thomas back through then. Already these two have passed twice on this lap. It's always a good place, but we don't quite know how damp it is on the inside of the circuit there. They'll head on to the back straight now, and Bennett's going to look to the outside once again. Can he go all the way around the outside? No, he cuts back. He could get a run into the last corner. Beautiful. Up the inside, there we go. Sam Bennett is through to 7th place. I think that seems to have really played a part. That was Carlos Elmanis, I think.
On the grass. That's the one place you don't want to go.
That could lose him a place to Graham Cobb, I think.
I think it's going to lose him more than that. He's getting himself bogged down in there. He might just be able to get the kart moving. Yes, he does. But on the grass, the kart just doesn't have any grip at all. No traction. And the back end of the kart steps out again. As I said, the one place you don't want to be this part of the day is the grass.
Yes, heads up down towards turn number 8 now. This is exactly what Tom Golding needed. He struggled for place when we were using the Zulu layout last time, but just 3 corners to go for Tom Golding now. Through the boot he goes, and he is going to enjoy this win. 17.3 seconds to 2nd place. 1 corner to go, out he comes. Tom Golding is going to take the win at round 8 here at Wilton Mill, and kept the celebrations quietly muted, but you can tell he enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was a big moment for Tom Golding. He really deserved that. Slilepovic is going to come through for 2nd. Here he comes over the line. Horton frustrated in 6th position. Cameron Khan had him well beaten in the battle for 5th place. Slilepovic 17.1 back. That's not bad at all from him considering how good Golding was today. And fair credit to Axel. That's a great result in 2nd place. Ben Leslie in 3rd. That's a good moment for him in terms of championship point standings. 3rd place. He was happy with as he came through. Tom Sibley. He comes over the line now. And unfortunately for Tom, he's going to be scratching his head wondering what went wrong.
Won't be happy with 4th place, I can tell you that. Tom Sibley then, as we enter the business end of the championship, needs to turn things around. Cameron Khan finishes 5th place, and what could have been for Cameron Khan after he took a spin earlier in the race. Russell Horton finishes 6th, and it was Dean Thomas, Sam Bennett. Also, unfortunate incident for Sam Bennett, left him lower down the order than he should have been. Graham Cobb was 9th, then it was Carlos Elmanis, Harrison Pugh, David Glover, and Dane Christensen.
Pick a driver of the race there.
Driver of the race, I think it's going to have to be Tom Golding, really. Running by 17.1 seconds is pretty impressive in the lights class. You don't see that happen very often at all.
I'm going to go for, in terms of action and in terms of the energy he used over the course of the race, what fatigue he was able to shake off, I'm going to go for Cameron Khan. He had to work so hard in that race. Yes, he made mistakes. Yes, he got it wrong on occasions. But every time he got it wrong, he fought back and punched back with a heavyweight punch. He was so good against Horton, especially considering that would have been incredibly tiring to work yourself through. And he managed, despite all of that, to get through, consolidate the position and pull out a gap with very little time left in the race. A really good effort there from Cameron Khan. I'm very impressed.
Ben, fantastic drive for 3rd position. Really close battle throughout. Was it? I made a bad start. Dropped from 3rd, lost 3 places, I think. Then the opening 20 minutes or so was recovering that. I got past Sibley, can't remember where, and then from there I didn't see him again. I knew he was close behind, but then in the last 10 minutes I was able to see him at sort of a corner behind me, so I knew I was safe. I was just able to relax and enjoy the circuit and the karts,
Must have been quite difficult to keep the pace up throughout when you knew he was dogging you out all the time.
Yeah, well, it's always difficult to keep concentration. I start thinking about, what am I going to say? What am I going to say to Jake? What am I having for dinner? No, concentrate on this. So keeping an eye on the back markers and just using them as imaginary second places to keep me motivated. The other two were too far ahead.
Good job, Ben. Well done. Well, Axel Slepčević, what an amazing race for you there in second position. That's probably your best drive of the season so far.
Yeah, I mean, I've done one more, came fourth, but I mean, yeah, positive, very positive. Moving forward, fairly lonely race, but it's always fun. And yeah, very glad in the end.
You can always get him next time.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, Tom, you told me before quali you wanted to dominate. I think job done.
It's a good result, yeah. I think about 16, 17 seconds at the road, so as good as I can get, I guess.
I suppose with Tom Sibley being lower down off the podium, that's pretty much a heaven-sent race.
Yeah, obviously looks good in the standings now. I think with drops he was only one ahead, so where did he finish? I don't know, but he'll probably be dropping this round, I guess. And obviously it'll still come down to the last round, I think, but he needs to start winning if he's going to win the championship.
And you're going to stop that happening?
Yeah, for the next two tracks, this is his favourite. The next two I prefer, so hopefully I can beat him.
Good job, Tom. Fantastic victory.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for watching the racing today. To book your place on the grid, visit our website or call this number.